Am I wrong for changing my mind about wanting children and telling my wife that I've never been so disappointed with her in my life? Asterisk, I know how this sounds, and I know you're probably already judging me. But before you make up your mind, let me tell you the whole story. Because sometimes the person you think you know better than anyone can become a complete stranger overnight. And sometimes the words that come out of your mouth in anger are the ones that will haunt you forever. It was a Tuesday evening in October. Sarah had made my favorite dinner, chicken parmesan with garlic bread. She was practically glowing with excitement, talking about her coworker's baby shower and how cute all the little outfits were. Then she looked at me with those bright blue eyes and said, "I think it's time we start trying for a baby." I should have been happy. We'd been married for 4 years. We were both 29, and we'd always talked about having kids. Of excitement, I felt this cold dread in my stomach. Because 3 days earlier, I had discovered something that changed everything I thought I knew about my wife. "We need to talk about something first," I said, putting my fork down. Sarah's smile faded immediately. She knew that tone. I found the credit card statements, Sarah, all of them. The color drained from her face. She tried to laugh it off, saying, she didn't know what I meant, but I pulled out the folder I'd been carrying around for 3 days. $23,000 in debt, secret credit cards, personal loans,
Out.
money that was supposed to be our future, our children's future, gone.
Out.
Can you even think about bringing a child into this world when you've been lying to me for months? The words came out harsher than I intended. Sarah started crying, but I couldn't stop. I've never been so disappointed with you in my life. Never. The silence that followed was deafening. Sarah just stared at me like I'd physically struck her. And maybe, in a way, I had. What you need to understand is that I didn't wake up one day and decide I didn't want kids anymore. This discovery happened gradually, like watching someone you love slowly become a stranger. It started 2 months earlier, when I was looking for our insurance documents and found a credit card statement in Sarah's name that I'd never seen before. She explained it away, said it was an old card she forgot to cancel, with just a small balance. I believed her, because why wouldn't I? We'd been together for 6 years, married for 4. I thought we told each other everything, but something felt off. So I did something I never thought I'd do. I checked our credit reports. What I found made me physically sick. Not just 1 secret card, but 5. Personal loans from online lenders. Even a small loan against her car that I didn't know about. The worst part wasn't even the money, though $23,000 is devastating when you're trying to save for a house and a family. The worst part was realizing that the woman I wanted to be the mother of my children had been living a completely different financial life. While I was putting every extra dollar into our savings account, she was shopping online during her lunch breaks, buying clothes she'd hide in her car trunk, getting cash advances to cover the minimum payments. I spent 3 sleepless nights going through everything, trying to understand how we got here. How do you plan a future with someone when you don't even know who they really are? What do you think so far? Are you seeing red flags that I missed? Let me know in the comments, because I'm still trying to figure out if I was blind or if she was just that good at hiding it. The discovery of Sarah's secret financial life wasn't just about money. It was about everything I thought I knew about the person I married. You see, Sarah had always been the responsible one in our relationship. She was the one who made budgets, who reminded me to contribute to my 401k, who insisted we needed an emergency fund before we could even think about starting a family. Finding out it was all a lie felt like discovering. Her soulmate was actually a skilled actor playing a role. The credit cards told a story I never knew existed. Hundreds of dollars spent at clothing stores every month, expensive skincare products, weekend spa trips with her sister that she claimed were girls' weekends paid for by her sister's new boyfriend. Even a $2,000 loan to help her college friend with emergency dental work that I'm now pretty sure never happened. But here's what really broke me. I found receipts for fertility supplements, expensive ones. She'd been taking them for 6 months and charging them to a secret credit card, while telling me she wanted to wait just a little longer before we started trying. She was literally preparing her body for pregnancy, while simultaneously destroying our financial foundation. When I confronted her with all the evidence, she broke down completely. admitted that the spending had gotten out of control, that she felt ashamed and didn't know how to tell me. She said she kept thinking she could fix it before I found out, that she could pay everything off, and I'd never have to know. But Sarah, I said, how are you planning to hide a baby's expenses? Diapers, formula, daycare, medical bills. Did you think I wouldn't notice thousands of dollars disappearing every month then too? That's when she said something that made my blood run cold. I thought maybe by then you'd be making more money and wouldn't notice. I want to thank everyone who's still watching. Your support means everything, and trust me, the most shocking part is still coming. The words "I've never been so disappointed with you" hung in the air between us like poison. I watched my wife's face crumble, and I knew immediately that I'd crossed a line I could never uncross. But I was so angry, so betrayed, that part of me wanted her to hurt the way I was hurting. Sarah didn't eat dinner that night, or the next night. She called in sick to work and spent 3 days in our bedroom, only coming out when she thought I wasn't home. When she did emerge, she looked like a ghost, pale, hollow-eyed, like she'd aged years in just a few days. Her sister Emma called me on Friday, furious. What did you do to her? She won't stop crying, and she won't tell me why. I explained about the debt, about the lies, about how everything I thought I knew about our marriage was built on deception. Emma was quiet for a long time, then said, "She messed up, but did you have to destroy her like that?" The thing is, I didn't mean to destroy her. I was just so shocked that the woman who lectured me about overspending on a $40 video game had racked up enough debt to buy a new car. I felt like I'd been living with a stranger, planning a future with someone who didn't exist. Sarah's parents got involved next. They'd always loved me, treated me like the son they never had. But when Sarah's mom called, her voice was ice cold. We raised our daughter to be honest and responsible. If she's acting out of character, maybe you need to look at what's driving her to it. That hurt worse than anything, because deep down I was starting to wonder if they were right. Had I been so focused on our financial goals that I'd made Sarah feel like she couldn't come to me when she was struggling? Had my disappointment in her discovery been so obvious that she felt she had to hide her problems instead of asking for help? But then I'd remember the fertility supplements she'd been secretly taking while telling me we weren't ready, and the anger would come rushing back. After 2 weeks of living like strangers in our own home, Sarah finally agreed to couples therapy. I thought maybe a neutral third party could help us figure out how to rebuild trust. I was wrong. The therapist, Dr. Martinez, was a kind woman in her 50s who specialized in financial infidelity. She explained that what Sarah had done was actually more common than I thought, especially among women who felt pressure to maintain a certain image while struggling with spending problems. But it's not just about the money, I told her. About planning to bring children into a marriage built on lies. How can I trust her to be responsible for a baby when she can't be responsible with credit cards? Sarah spoke up for the first time in days. You think I'm a bad person? You think I'd be a terrible mother? Her voice was barely above a whisper. Maybe you're right. Maybe I don't deserve to have children. That's when I realized how badly I'd damaged her. This wasn't just about financial mistakes anymore. I'd attacked her character, her dreams, her sense of self-worth. The woman who used to light up talking about baby names now believed she didn't deserve to be a mother. Dr. Martinez looked at both of us and said, "It's something I'll never forget. Trust can be rebuilt, but only if both people want to do the work. Right now, one of you is drowning in shame, and the other is drowning in anger. Until you both come up for air, there's no marriage to save." The session ended with Sarah asking for space. It's not a separation, just time to figure out who she was when. She wasn't disappointing me. She moved in with her sister temporarily, and I was left alone in our apartment with $23,000 in debt. In the echo of the cruelest words I'd ever spoken to someone I loved. It's been 3 months now. Sarah's been an individual. Therapy. Working on her relationship with money and her self-esteem. She got a second job to start paying down the debt. She sends me updates every week. Not because I asked her to, but because she wants to prove she's changing. And me? I'm seeing Dr. Martinez individually now, trying to understand why my first instinct was to tear down the person who was supposed to be my partner. trying to figure out if I want children because I genuinely want to be a father, or because it was just the next step I thought we were supposed to take. The hardest part is that I still love her, even after everything, even knowing that our entire financial foundation was built on lies. I still love the woman who makes terrible jokes while brushing her teeth and who cries at every commercial with babies in it, but love isn't enough anymore. Trust is earned, and we both have work to do. So here's my question for you. Am I wrong for changing my mind about wanting children with someone who broke my trust so completely? And was I wrong for expressing my disappointment in the most hurtful way possible? Because honestly, I don't know if I'm the victim here or the villain, and I desperately need your perspective. Let me know what you think in the comments. Have you ever said something in anger that you couldn't take back? How do you rebuild trust when the foundation of your relationship has cracks? Your stories and advice mean more to me than you know. If this resonated with you, please subscribe. For more real stories about love, betrayal, and the messy reality of trying to build a life with another person. And stick around for the next video where I'll be sharing another story that'll make you question everything you think you know about marriage. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you in the next one.